You know, somebody said with the mass deportations Trump is doing, that that's going to leave all of these manual labor jobs without workers. Well, who do you think is going to do that work now? Who do you think is going to have to do all of those jobs that migrant workers have been doing for next to nothing? It's you. It's you. That's the new gig economy: picking fruit, washing dishes, cleaning hotel rooms, day labor, landscaping. Oh, did you think that they were telling you that you don't need college or that college is pointless because of neo-Marxist postmodernism and critical race theory? Is that what you thought? Turns out it was because they didn't want you to be overqualified to pick oranges. They didn't want you to think that you were too good to work at a warehouse. They didn't want you to assume that you could make a livable income on just one job instead of two or three. See, the people on the upper decks of the ship, they know that the ship is sinking long before the people in the steerage, and they have first access to those lifeboats. The elites have known for quite some time that America is going under, and they've already made their plans. They've already made their arrangements, and they made very different arrangements for you. You've been slotted to go down with the ship.
As somebody who covers food distribution, sustainable agriculture, and local food economies for her work, I think that we in America are in for a real rude surprise when it comes to the cost of our food and the limitations to the kind of food that we are going to have access to over the next few years. I realize that everybody who voted for the Cheeto thought that their grocery prices were going to fall. And, well, frankly, that was foolish of them to expect that. They thought they were going to sell out their brown neighbors and have them deported, and in exchange, they were going to get cheaper eggs. But they don't actually understand how agriculture works in America and who works our farms. So while we're seeing things like Arabica coffee and other imported foods shooting up in price, and the more conflict that the Cheeto manufactures with other nations, the more those prices will go up and up. The more tariffs get rolled out, the more those prices will go up and up. Because you know who pays a tariff? It's the consumer. It's us, the American people. It's not the nation we're buying goods from. It's not the Cheeto. It's us. So when he slaps on tariffs because some country hurt his fifis, that raises the prices for you and for me. But also, we are seeing farms across America halting harvests. In many states, including Texas, here in Oregon, much of the South, as much as 50% of our farm laborers are undocumented. And they're not showing up to work right now because they're afraid of getting raided by ICE and getting deported. California just announced a halt on citrus harvesting. They don't have any workers. Strawberries in Florida. Crops all around America are rotting in the fields, and more of them will. Because I guess our racism matters more than actually having food to eat. We are really willing to cut off our nose to spite our face here in the US, to scapegoat immigrants at the cost of our own food supply. Well done, America. And I have yet to see any Trumpers who are willing to quit their job and take a minimum wage job or a job that is paid by the pound. So good luck on you folks who've never worked in agriculture picking fast enough to even make enough money to pay for your commute. So we're going to see imported foods become more and more expensive. People will be priced out of affording those foods. And comparable foods will not be available in the US because we have nobody to plant and tend and harvest, much less process those foods. Good luck with the price of beef now that you are starting to deport all of our slaughterhouse workers. Say goodbye to that roast chicken dinner. Everything is about to get much more expensive, and what is available on grocery store shelves will be far more limited. For those of you that were fine throwing your brown neighbors under the bus because you thought it was going to get you cheaper eggs, welcome to the find out phase.
When white folks say black people didn't earn it, we all know that's just projection. 95% of Trump's cabinet is completely incompetent, unqualified white people. In America, the good old boy network is often more the reality than merit-based hiring. This is a perfect example of why DEI exists in the first place. Because in America, obviously, inequality, discrimination, and white racism is off the fucking charts. And it always has been. These are facts, folks. So when they say merit-based hiring, fuck you. A perfect example. Obama, as a black man, had to be literally perfect in every possible fucking way imaginable to get elected. He was a highly educated lawyer, a genuine family man, literally zero scandals, experienced in government, who was a true unifier that possessed integrity, moral character, ethics, eloquence, intelligence, and carried himself with dignity, respect, and he honored the office. With Trump, there's too many amoral, inhumane things to list, so I just touch on a few. Trump, as a white man, was elected despite being the most divisive, corrupt, immature, lying, manipulative, deceitful, treasonous, fascist, and criminal person to ever run for the presidency. Not to mention, who is a proven sexual predator and an openly racist person. My point is this: black folks in America need more than just merits and qualifications to get into positions in many white-run establishments. Not only do they have to be perfect, they need establishments and institutions that do not discriminate. which is why in a white supremacist nation, DEI is critical to help with equality and justice. But now the term DEI and DEI hire is being recoined as the new N-word for many far-right racists like our current administration. Important initiatives like CRT and words like woke have been distorted and demonized by far-right extremists in order to destroy racial progress and justice. These are the modern narratives of our diseased white supremacist nation. So when that racist motherfucker Trump says black and brown folks didn't earn it, he's just fucking projecting, because he is likely the most unqualified, degenerate leader of a country in human history. Remember this. If you remember anything, remember this. There's only one reason why diversity, equity, and inclusion is being aggressively dismantled, why black history is literally being erased, and why brown and black immigrants are being rounded up, because our government is currently leading the largest white supremacist movement since Jim Crow laws started in 1865. Never let their hate and inhumanity become normalized. We must fight these racist far-right extremists at every single turn. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. If you are coming across my video for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. This is one of those conversations that really make you stop and think for a moment. Many people are now facing situations and challenges that, according to some activists and community groups, were being discussed and warned about for many. Some people agree with those concerned, while others believe things will turn out differently.
What do you mean? That it never had to be this hard for us? Like, what do you mean in other countries they don't have to spend 20% of their paycheck on groceries? What do you mean in other countries everyone can own homes because they're not paying $2,000 a month in rent, or that their mortgages aren't like their entire paycheck?
Because that's by design. These are all manufactured problems. Y'all had to get on an app made by the Chinese to learn that. But when black people were trying to tell y'all this,
dry up them fucking crocodile tears, Sarah. I don't want to. I don't care. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because black people have been telling y'all for fucking decades. We have been protesting. We have been doing everything for all these fucking decades. And y'all have sat back and reaped the rewards thinking y'all was a part of the club because y'all was.
One of the topics that keeps coming up is the important role of immigrants playing in the American economy and in every life across the country. From agriculture to construction and many service industry, immigrant workers have become a major part of keeping things moving. Take farming as an example. Over the years, there have been reports of farms struggling to find enough workers to harvest the crop, such as strawberries and other produce, whenever the labor supply becomes limited. Because of this, many people are now asking big questions about immigration, labor, and how modern economy depend on different groups of people working together. So, as we watch this and discuss this topic, today I want to hear your thoughts as well. Are this reality only becoming more visible now become more people are experiencing the effect directly? Or has this conversation been happening for much longer than many realized?
I didn't have anybody to get the food. I remember 10 years ago, they were looking for workers to pick strawberries. No white people pick strawberries for any price. No price. No price.
Hey, white people, I heard them orange fields was open for y'all to go work now. They took all y'all's jobs, now they gone. Y'all jobs is wide open now. You about to go pick an orange? Somebody said you can't even last in the sun. Ooh. What kind of spirituals y'all about to sing? All them jobs is wide open for you, baby. Go get them. Y'all about to clean them hotels. Y'all about to do all types of stuff. They get paid by the pound. Y'all gonna need unions, AC breaks, 15 minutes. Y'all gonna cook in that motherfucking sun. This what y'all voted for. This what y'all voted for. Oh, they was taking all the jobs. You should be rolling in the dough right now. All them jobs is open. All of them. Go get them. Go get them in the sun. I want to see y'all. I want to drive by in my shit and see y'all in the fucking field picking oranges. That's what the fuck I want to see.
Y'all remember when Trump was saying black jobs and that illegal immigrants are taking black jobs, and everyone was like, what's black jobs? Like, what do you mean black jobs? He was referring to the hard labor that the illegal immigrants were doing for pennies on the dollar. And now that he's president and the ICE raids are taking place and they're shipping the illegal immigrants back, and now people are saying like, well, you know, grocery prices are going to go up, and, you know, who's going to do all the cheap labor now? They're hoping that black people go back, and because previously, before mass immigration took place, black people were doing those things. It was black people doing the cheap labor for pennies on the dollar because they couldn't get employment anywhere else. They were in picking strawberries. They were in the slaughterhouses. They were doing the labor that no one else wanted to do. And now that these DEI initiatives are being rolled back, they're going to be looking towards black people to pick up the slack and pick up the lost labor that the now illegal immigrants won't be able to do. They're going to be looking towards black people for it, the hard labor.
As this conversation continues, many people are pointing to issues such as women's rights, workplace, diversity, program, and immigration policy, arguing that some policy affect a much wider group of people than many initially realized. When discussion around diversity and inclusion program were happening, some people believe these initiatives only benefited a certain community. However, others have argued that this policy also created opportunity and protection for a broader range of people across societies. The same debate has emerged around immigration in recent months. There have been many discussions online about rising price, labor shortage, and changes in the industry that have traditionally depended heavily on the immigrant workers. Some consumers have expressed concern about the cost of groceries and every goods, while others have questioned how business and industry will adapt if there are major changes to the workforce. Supporters of this policy often argue that they are necessary to achieve their vision of the country's future, while argue that the economic consequences are becoming more visible. Looking beyond the United States, these discussions are also affecting relationships with neighboring countries and international partners, leading many people to debate what these changes could mean for trade cooperation and global partnership. At the same time, this conversation has highlighted an important reality. Modern economies are highly interconnected. Different industries rely on people with different skills, experience, and background working together to keep this moving. Many as people are pointing to issues such as human rights, workplace, question for all of us. How do countries balance national priorities with the practical reality that some policy affect a much wider group of people than many initially realize? Change will strengthen when discussion around the long run or inclusion they create a new challenge that country will some people believe this. Share your believe these initiatives only benefit a certain community. And don't forget to like, subscribe. Have argued that this policy also created opportunity and protection for a broader range of people across societies. The same debate has emerged around immigration in recent months. There have been many discussions online about rising price, labor shortage, and changes in the industry that have traditionally depended heavily on the immigrant workers. Some consumers have expressed concern about the cost of groceries and every goods, while others have questioned how business and industry will adapt if there are major changes to the workforce. Supporters of this policy often argue that they are necessary to achieve their vision of the country's future, while argue that the economic consequences are becoming more visible. Looking beyond the United States, these discussions are also affecting relationship with neighboring countries and international partners, leading many people to debate what these changes could mean for trade cooperation and global partnership. At the same time, this conversation has highlighted an important reality. Modern economies are highly interconnected. Different industries rely on people with different skills, experience, and background working together to keep this moving. As we watch this development unfold, it raises an interesting question for all of us. How do countries balance national priorities with the practical reality of today's global economy? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think this change will strengthen the economy in the long run, or will they create a new challenge that countries will need to address? Share your opinion respectfully in the comment below and let's continue conversation. And don't forget to like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.